Hi there. This is Mrs. Dickson, and I wanted to share some information with you. Let me close that out so you can at least see more than eyeballs. I wanted to share some information with you about Google Classroom and how Math 2.3 is working right now, and just how to navigate through the Google Classroom, how PowerSchool is working out, kind of some details about grading. So let's get started. Hopefully you can see my screen and see here that we have Math 2.3. And I'm in Classwork right now, but when you go into Google Classroom, the first place you go is the stream. It just defaults to that. So here we are in the stream. And this is just some general posts and announcements that I use this for. I put a video of using IXL and how to get in there. So we're doing a fair amount of IXL, so you want to make sure that you know how to get there. In this video, I would explain it now, except this video explains it, so you can watch that. But you have an icon right in ClassLink to get to that pretty easily. So just look for announcements on there, but the stuff you probably really are interested in is all their assignments. And so if you go in the Classwork tab, you have all these different topics, and the topics are each week. I post them on Friday, but it's, Monday, it starts on Monday. So this week was Monday the 12th, which I didn't have anything planned for that day, just because it was a non-student day. So if you click on that week, there we go. Underneath it, that weekly calendar, and then there's the activities that I break out separately. All of this information you see in these 3 activities separately are in this weekly calendar. So I've also listed here just a skeleton of what the kids need to do this week. So it doesn't have all the wording and different things to click on. It's just an outline of the expectation for the week. So find the greatest common factor with practice in IXL. So that gives you an idea what you're going to be doing. Reduce fractions and make a screencastify. Learn how to change mixed numbers to improper fractions with some practice in IXL. So that's just a general outline of what they're doing. And then if you go into the actual, I might have this open already. Everything's kind of slow right now. So as this is opening up, let me talk about late work a little bit and maybe PowerSchool stuff. So I'm updating PowerSchool like around every Monday. That's pretty much the general plan. So it's taking me a long time. So sometimes I'm into Tuesday, but I usually do first period first. So you're probably going to be on Mondays anyway. That is your best on a Monday afternoon. That is your best way to know if your child is doing their assignments and have done them this whole time. I am accepting late work. There have been hiccups here and there. There have been speed bumps, both on my end and I'm sure at home too. So we're figuring it all out together a little bit. And, therefore I'm very flexible. I want to keep looking at work so that hopefully it's getting done. So that's my plan, to be flexible on that. We do have the end of the quarter coming up, and I would like to kind of make that as a tentative deadline for, okay, let's make that a goal for everybody to try to get caught up by the end of the quarter. The due dates are they're more suggestions than anything, because again, in this environment, I just know that things are hard, things are different. We've got Chromebook stuff going on, internet situations. Sometimes families need to take trips. It's fine. So just get it done eventually and we'll be good. I think of it as a work in progress. And when I send you notes home, it's just about reminders. So just like a gentle nudge to not get far behind, and to do maybe some catch up if you need to. In PowerSchool, any zeros you see in there can be made up. We can retake tests and quizzes. So there's an email that needs to happen and some communication in most cases. So I can make it so they can retake things. Empty cells. So zeros are zeros, but an empty cell is not a zero. It just means I haven't gone through the whole class and figured out who's done it and who hasn't. Maybe I've entered the assignment, but I just haven't actually been able to look at it yet to see, what grades to put in for people. So don't worry about empty cells till after there's, a score in there. Okay, so now that this is loaded, assignments for the week of the 12th, no Google Meets this past Monday. Learning target, LT. So I do put the learning targets here. Here's my email address. And each activity has all these things that they need to do. So all these blue links are something for them to click on, and it's in this case, they're videos. Here I explain how to find the greatest common factor. Click on this link to learn how to get into IXL. So I already have that in the stream, but I figured I better put it in here in case people don't look at the stream. So in IXL, I set up these particular starred skills for students to get some practice on. And I couldn't just jump right into greatest common factor, which is skill 8. Why did I go back all the way to skill 3? Because they need to know what a prime or a composite is and factors, and in order to figure out how to find the greatest common factor. All of these build on how to get there. Prime factorization, that's actually what I explained in the video. So I did admit here, I have no idea what it would take to do all these skills. That's unfortunate. I do not want you to spend hours and hours and hours. It shouldn't be that. If you've got something down, like you did a few problems and you're like, oh, I know this, you can move on. It's okay. So hopefully this is not taking you too long. I would love the feedback to have kids tell me like, hey, this actually went pretty fast, or did you realize you gave me 5 hours worth of IXL? Like, hopefully that's not the case, but I would want to know that. So I did see in my own son's IXL thing, though, that the starred stuff that I recommend does show up right on their tabs. So it should be pretty obvious what ones I want you to do. Here's more videos that kids need to do a screencastify to submit to me. So anyway, these are the details of the whole week written out this way in one big picture. If you go back to the Classwork tab, here's that calendar. I'm going to close that up. These are those 3 days or 3 activities worth of assignments to do. So it really was spread out over, it's 4 days to do those 3 activities. So hopefully you're not spending more than a half hour each day on the assignments. That's, I was kind of planning on 2 hours worth of work for 4 days. But each individual one, you can click on it. It's not any different than what's in the calendar. So it's not more, it's just the same thing written out separately. And then the kids can click turn in. Mine looks a little different, but the kids can click turn in. They should be submitting. Well, in this case, watch the video, practice the starred skills. So this one, there really isn't anything to submit. They can certainly click the turn in button so that, we know that they've done it. But in most cases, unfortunately, the kids can click turn in and not do it. So how would we know? But most of the time, there's something to submit, whether it's work on a piece of paper that they can submit a picture of, or in this case, it's a screencastify. This is what's going to tell me whether or not they knew how to do this stuff. So if they can do the screencastify and show me their work on that, then we're good to go. So anyway, these are the 3 separate activities. That's how I'm setting it up every week. It does post this stuff in a calendar for them so they know when it's due and, what a list of assignments for them. Google Classroom, late work. I talked about late work and that I'm, accepting things. So that's, I guess, pretty much all I needed to say to you guys. I hope that this was helpful. I know I've been frustrated with my own kids and trying to navigate all the different Google Classrooms. So I hope you're finding this easy to read and follow. And let me know, excuse me, let me know if you have any questions. I hope you have a great day.